Ready Check Radio.
Stand by as we get ready to serve up all your news this week in the world of gaming. Welcome to Gaming Gumbo. Why, hello, Internet. It's Saturday, it's 7 p.m. Eastern. That means here on twitch.tv/ReadyCheckRadio, we're doing Gaming Gumbo, your weekly gaming wrap-up live podcast. We've got chat here to chime in on a bunch of different things. We've got a ton of news this week, and if you're watching on YouTube, listening on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, wherever you want to listen to, if you could, go ahead and click like, click follow, give us a subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you like what we do here and you want to see more of it, it's the easiest, fastest, and, in fact, freest way to support us. We are closing in on 300 followers on YouTube, so just a couple more subscriptions over there, and we will hit that 300 mark. Help us out if you could. If you need a link to all the socials, right there at ReadyCheckRadio.com, RAIDEO.com. Not only can you get all of our shows there, including this show and The Relic Grind, and even past episodes of Snowbound, the Blizzard show, which may make a return. We'll see. And all the socials are in the upper right-hand corner. But we got a lot of news to get to, so I'm just going to introduce my co-hosts, Mr. Jason Winter. You got nothing in the background today. It's just a boring Saturday, huh?
Just me, just a boring Saturday. Just had dinner. So
what did you have?
Some spaghetti, which is not Asian food. However, I did a few weeks ago. We did get order on some Asian. I got some fortune cookies, and I have one still sitting here. Well, let's find out.
Yeah, let's see if it's any good. I like how you felt the need to be like, it's spaghetti. It's not Asian food. Like we were like, Asian.
Well,
No. Spaghetti, not Asian food.
Technically, spaghetti can be traced to China. And also, you know that
everything can be
everything.
You know that fortune cookies aren't actually Chinese, right?
Yeah, that's totally an American thing. Yeah.
Okay. My fortune says a great pleasure in life is doing what others say you can't.
That sounds about right for you, just to like give the old F you to people. That seems Jason Winter-ish.
Yeah, but I don't aspire to do a whole lot, so I don't know.
Yeah, but and I don't really think anybody's like, Jason Winter, you can't do that. You can't.
Because nobody cares.
Also on the line, resident artist of Ready Check Radio, Yod. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you. And fortune cookies are actually American Japanese, not even American Chinese. So, fun fact for you today.
Everything else in the world can be traced back to China, except fortune cookies.
Yes.
Look right here.
Fortune
this fortune, it's on paper. Paper can be traced back to China, right?
Yep.
Technically.
Okay, there we go.
Absolutely.
So there we go. We have something in this. There was something in here that can be traced back to China.
Everything. Twitch got its roots in China.
That's like because maybe like 10 cent bought them or something for a second.
Pretty sure that's not true. Flynn wishing us a good show. Jumped over while Mog Talk is having technical issues. Thanks for stopping by, Flynn. Much
millions of
appreciated.
people today are descended from Genghis Khan, so most of them can be traced back to China.
I like Flynn. He's like stopping by saying, hey, have a good show. I'm watching something better.
They just having technical difficulties, but I'll be back there once they're done.
We got a lot to cover today, so let's get right down to it. And for those of you that like the timestamps I normally put on this show on YouTube, sorry, this episode not going to have timestamps because we're going to be all over the place. Normally there's one or two bigger topics, and then I lump a bunch of smaller topics together to finish the show and just have some fun with. We're going to be all over the place today. But some bigger news of the week, gents. We've got 3 new Star Wars games on the way from Respawn Entertainment. Now, we went all this time with like no Star Wars games, right? And the big call, are we ever going to see a Star Wars single-player story-driven game again? And then finally, we got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which was very well received. Very good game. I enjoyed the hell out of it. So very happy with that. But then we saw 1313 get canceled and just a bunch of other projects we knew about get canceled. Now Respawn working on not 1, not 2, but 3 Star Wars titles, including a sequel to to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Not surprised at all there with how the game was received and how well it did sales-wise. And the other 2 titles are first-person shooters being directed by Peter Hirschman, who he's been involved with Star Wars an awful lot. Some good.
Has he?
Some not so good. He's been involved with a lot of Star Wars titles. And a strategy game being developed by a newly formed studio, Bit Reactor, which is kind of being overseen by Respawn. So lots of Star Wars love on the horizon here over the next couple of years. And I'll tell you what, Jason, I couldn't be happier. Respawn has a good track record so far with these titles. I got a positive, optimistic outlook. It's not like I'm seeing Star Wars Battlefront 3 and going, no, I don't know. These ones I'm a little more hopeful for. That's true. That's true.
Yes,
I'm very interested in the strategy game.
Yeah.
I
have a friend who really got into, what was it, Galaxy at War? And that's
never
my kind of thing, like starship, space-based tactical stuff. But if it's going to be on that line, then maybe. Or it could be more like an XCOM kind of, turn-based game. Maybe something like that. It'd be neat to go outside the realm of what we usually see from Star Wars games, which is like usually a shooter or a spaceship game or something like that. So do something like that would be a little different and kind of interesting.
Jan, are you a Star Wars guy? We've never really got in depth with Star Wars anything here. I mean, you got the Baby Yoda, but everybody's into Baby Yoda. So
I mean, to a certain extent, I enjoy me some Star Wars. I like the Clone Wars animated series. I like the original movies. The prequel was, I'll play them in the background, But the new 3 are, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of a concern, actually. You bring up the sequels, and not the movies themselves being a concern, but is it a little concerning in Disney, pushing as much Star Wars as they are right now? Could that impact these games to maybe not be the greatest things because we've got a deluge of Star Wars stuff? By the way, Respawn's also working on some single-player first-person shooter that we talked about a while ago on the show. They've got their Apex Legends, which is going gangbusters, so they're doing a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of stuff on Apex Legends' plate here. Disney pushing the Star Wars license not only on the movies, but also in the video game space. Could that lead to a compromise or a sacrifice of quality with the same concerns that people had with the sequels?
If only EA had another studio under their
right.
that had ever done Star Wars before.
Right.
I think it would depend on the studio producing it, and if the studio producing it is willing to sacrifice quality or not. And I think it will also depend on what the storyline of the games revolve around. Because as we've seen with the movies and the resulting other TV shows that revolve around the universe, if they step away from that one family that keeps screwing with the universe, or in this case, 2 families that keep screwing with the universe, the resulting media is really freaking good.
Yeah, I mean, Mandalorian, huge.
Mandalorian
Book of Boba Fett doing very well right now.
Good. Although Mandalorian still had to get that family in somehow.
They did.
But
they did.
But I mean, I'm not a fan at all of Boba Fett.
I loved Rogue One. I know that's not a lot of people's favorites, but I like Rogue One.
Everyone I know loves Rogue One. Nobody I know likes Solo, but I did.
Yeah, Solo
wasn't bad.
It was okay.
It had issues, but I mean, it was a heist movie. If you walk in thinking it's a space heist movie, but it was
a heist movie that didn't make a lot of sense.
It's Star Wars.
Star Wars makes sense.
Yeah, it's still better than the sequels.
Guys with laser swords and jumping around and whatever, sure.
But like,
I am cautiously optimistic here rather than cautiously pessimistic. Where if it would have been coming from EA, that's exactly where I would be. Cautiously pessimistic.
So that once again, the studio behind it, if they're not willing to sacrifice quality and they don't monetize everything, and then this day and age throw in some NFTs, then we should be good.
That's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, that is a lot of ifs. But we could still skate by, okay with it.
Switching gears here, but still, talking about people who've done things in space. Xbox working on reportedly, rumor, pinch of salt, put it all on there, is reportedly working on a Monster Hunter-like exclusive, codename Project Suerte, with Halo Infinite co-developer Certain Affinity. And so this kind of goes back to something we were talking about with the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Jason, and the exclusivity of different titles. And I said, I get why you want to do that, but I also want these studios to kind of be spread out and maybe not exclusive all the time, because it leads to, if Sony doesn't have access to Final Fantasy, then Sony has to look for other avenues, including internally, to create new RPG competition products, right? We're kind of seeing, this is exactly what I'm talking about. All right, fine. Xbox not going to be able to get the Monster Hunter stuff that is just doing gangbusters right now. So you know what? Screw it. Let's make our own. I'm all for that.
We're not talking about the movie, Yod.
No. What I'm thinking here is, because I read the article and all that stuff, and it didn't sound to me like they couldn't. It's just that it sounded to me like they weren't willing to pay the amount they wanted.
Well, yeah, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. They're not getting Monster Hunter on. No, at the end of the day, they don't have a Monster Hunter on their console, so they go out and make one. Whatever the path was to get there.
But they could have, is the thing. They could have. It was on the table. They just didn't want to pay the price. And
I'll let you. If you're ever homeless, you can come live with me, and I'll only charge you $8,000 a month. Now, you could live with me. I don't know why you wouldn't. I'm giving you an offer.
Not quite the same thing.
Well, yeah, it is, though, because Mike is saying, how much would it have cost him to get Monster Hunter on Xbox on PlayStation?
Not quite the same thing, because to me, it's more akin to what I always see with Adobe. Even though I use the products and I love the products they have, they see a product out there that they want to get into, but they aren't willing to pull the trigger yet, so they try to make something comparable, and then they can't. And they fail, and then they end up buying it anyways afterwards.
Well, that'll be the third stage. That'll be after denial or whatever. We're gonna make a game. We're gonna deny that's bad. Then we'll buy the other game.
We've actually known that Certain Affinity was working on something for a while, and I think we talked about it last year on this show, where they said, today we're excited to, this is again like a year ago, today we're excited to reveal that we're leading development on a new original IP. Are we excited to take on a genre and style of game that we've always loved? Thrilled beyond words. Well, I mean, that would certainly fit the bill for, we're making a new IP in the Monster Hunter vein of gameplay, and I see Dauntless coming up in chat, the free-to-play version of basically Monster Hunter. I mean, the game series does do well. The game style does do well. When it's executed well, there's a lot of bad clones out there, too. Although we are talking about somebody that they had faith, Jason, in letting them co-develop Halo. Yeah. You don't just let a nobody in to come work on a title like that. So maybe there is, again, room to be cautiously optimistic here.
Unless they were the ones involved in the Battle Pass in Halo Infinite. That was all.
Oh, yeah, it does depend on what they worked on for Halo.
Yeah. Any chance to get that in and bash it, Jason's going to take.
That's all I got.
I know, Jason, you're not really like into Monster Hunter type games. Like, I think the only time I could convince you to play Dauntless was when we were making videos for it.
Yeah, and when they have occasionally done previews with me for, that's the only time I play it.
Yeah.
It hurts my hand too much, just continually whacking the button. Ow!
Rest right there. Then you'll be fine.
So we talked a little while ago about Ubisoft and their Ubisoft Quartz NFT program, and we kind of talked about like the pros and cons of NFT or blockchain technology in gaming. There could be, not in the hands of certain companies. No,
but now there are not.
There's not cons of it either right now. Besides some shitty, quick grab games. In an interview with Finder, Ubisoft Strategic Innovations Lab VP Nicholas Pouillard Pouillard, I hope. And Ubisoft blockchain technical director Dieter Genevois.
I'll say.
Look, we're gonna butcher these names. It's fine.
Genevois. They were kind of asked, hey, this whole NFT program, this Ubisoft Quartz, what's going on? What's going on? And hey, you got fans not happy, and in fact, the way they word it, how passionate they are about their hobby and gaming in general.
About their hobby.
How condescending is that, right?
No, passionate about their hobby always means they've been telling you fuck off.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it means every single time.
And then they added, though, that, hey, Ubisoft still strongly believes in what it's doing, and they'll continue to find ways to keep integrating. Well, your management does, but your union and your employees don't. And that's already public knowledge, too. So far, we're not off to good responses here. And it really doesn't get any better. Quoting from GameSpot's report, we know it's not an easy concept to grasp, but Quartz is really just a first step that should lead to something bigger, Pouillard said. Something that will be more easily understood by our players. That's the way we think about it and why we will keep experimenting. We will keep releasing features and services around this first initiative. He also thinks that gamers don't get what a digital secondary market can bring to them. Because of the current situation and context of NFTs, gamers really believe it's first destroying the planet and second, just a tool for speculation. But what we at Ubisoft are seeing first is the end game. Dalla. Yeah. The end game is about giving players the opportunity to resell their items once they're finished with them or they're finished playing the game itself. So it's really for them. Here we go,
it's
Jason.
Buzzword
for players, right? Yeah.
We're doing this for you.
It's really beneficial, but they don't get it for now.
Stupid gamers. We'll set you right. Don't worry. We know exactly what's best for you.
Unreal.
Please buy our NFTs.
So condescending. The entire interview is like that too, by the way. Yeah, here's the thing. We do get it. We do. We do get that in theory, it would be nice for Yod to have an item, digital good, be done with it, make $6 off of me by giving me said digital item. That's cool and a neat idea. The problem is you companies like Ubisoft aren't building it that way, and you know that, so don't come and tell me it's for me. You make money when Yod got the item, and you make money when Yod sold the item to me, so you are making a piece of all pies here when this happens. By the way, you're the one in control of the item's rarity, how hard it is to get that item, its potential resale value. You have control over the entire marketplace and make money on both ends of the transaction. That's the part we get, and we know you will abuse. Why? Because you abuse your own employees. So you've never seen me in your life. Why not abuse my wallet, Jason? Come on. It's a sales pitch, like you and I were talking about this backstage at one point. You said it's a sales pitch. That's all this interview is. Yeah. But it's not even a good one.
Yeah, because it's making it sound like they they know what they're doing and we don't. And that's never how you want to approach something as a salesperson. You don't want to treat your customers like they're idiots, or at least you could feel that way about them, but you still have to talk to them in the hopes that they will understand what you're trying to say and that they will feel smart for taking your great deal. I'm offering you this great. Look at this, man! I'll get you this car for only $20,000. You'd be a fool to pass this up, because it really goes. See, look here. It goes. The green book value is $30,000. Isn't that great? Yeah, okay. It doesn't have an engine, but still, $20,000, only $20,000. Yeah, whatever.
Doesn't have an engine. Oh, it's a mess. And Ubisoft, is not one of the companies we would trust with this anyway. It just isn't. And
you're right. The entire tone of the article is really, the interview, the guy is really condescending, and it reminds me of two different big blunders that we've seen in the past. One of which is back in the day with Steve Jobs and the iPhone 4, I think it was, where he said, "You're just not holding it right." when people would, bridge the gap in the antenna and they lose cell service. And then, of course, obviously, the old Activision Blizzard, everybody's got cell phones, right? Yeah. It's like, no, this isn't how you treat your people.
I mean, we're talking about an industry where they wanted Darth Vader to be unlocked through a sense of pride and accomplishment, people. Come on. If you think for a minute that any of them are coming at this with, this is really good for gamers, we should do this, you're out of your freaking minds. You're out of your damn minds. Although, credit where due, I guess. Ubisoft Singapore was cleared after a long third-party investigation of all those harassment claims that they had against them. We brought that up when we were talking about Skull and Bones a while ago.
Right.
Now, I mean, take it for what it's worth, but there was a third-party Alliance for Fair and Progressive Employment Practices in Singapore that did an investigation of how things were handled and different claims and paperwork, and the investigation did come out in favor of Ubisoft. Take that for what it's worth. On the other side of Ubisoft things, Yad, not very happy with Ubisoft right now.
Yeah.
Even though Jason and I, including Zach Sharps, who was on last week's show, if you check it out on mmobomb.com, 2 days ago we posted the first look for Rainbow Six Extraction. We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week with all the Blizzard stuff. Jason and I, relatively positive about the game, surprisingly. Zach as well, yeah, relatively. Everybody. It's not gonna blow your head away or anything, but it's pretty fun.
And you'll spend a lot of time blowing heads away.
Exactly. Yad, on the other hand, not having so much fun.
Yeah, so I've been away for a week. I've been in a place where there was no internet. I didn't have a computer, so I didn't get a chance to, no gaming machine or anything. So I didn't get a chance to play it. I come back. I had gotten the freaking Game Pass thing. I buckled. I got Game Pass. I've got a freaking Xbox controller right here that's hooked into my computer to see if I can play the dang thing.
That's how you do that. Okay. Yeah, you hook that thing into your computer. Okay.
Yep.
Now I know.
Right.
Now I
know. So I was testing a bunch of games today to see which ones work with this machine, because obviously this is an older machine. It doesn't have the expandable graphics cards and RAM and all that stuff a gaming machine would have. So I got to test what I can play before I play with you guys or with my friends. So I plugged in Destiny, and I was annoyed. I probably should have done it before, but I was annoyed I had to connect my Bungie account to my Xbox account and blah blah blah. Choose which characters. I had to go and choose my PlayStation characters to be the ones to be the cross-play characters I use and all that stuff.
And to be fair, what we're going to talk about with RE6, it's a different reason with Destiny, though, because that didn't start as cross-play and added cross-play, cross-progression later, so they do have to link and see what you want to keep. So a little different situation. But
so after I run that through its paces, I go, okay, let's try Rainbow Six Extraction, because I remember it came out last week. I go to the Xbox store. Now, there's also another thing. I went to the Xbox app, and there's all the games they offer. All the Game Pass games. This was another problem. And Destiny was there, even though it's free to play and all that. It was there. I went to look for Rainbow Six. It's not there. I'm like, am I missing something? I know I'm a little jet lagged still, and it's been a week, but it should be here, right? So I messaged Mike. Hey, Mike, it came out, right? Right, Mike? It came out last week, didn't it? I'm not imagining things, right?
Yeah, so this happened last week, too. The day it came out, I was up earlier than Jason, and I was going to get it installed so that we could do some stuff in the evening with it, or I could check it out in the evening. And it took me a good 10 or 15 minutes to figure out what the hell was going on with it, because at that time it was advertised in the main, advertisement banner on Game Pass. So you could just click on it, but it was doing some weird thing. Figured it all out. Like an hour later, Jason messages me and he's like, is this on Game Pass? Is it late or something? I'm like, no, it's there. Here's what you got to do. You got to click it in the banner. Then you have to link your Ubisoft Connect account with your Game Pass or your Xbox Game Pass account. And then you actually just launch it from Ubisoft Connect. It doesn't launch through the Game Pass. It's really stupid the way it happens. But what has changed since then is that the game is not advertised in the main banner. So there is no game for y'all to click on.
I'm like, where the fuck is it? You know?
You actually have to go to your Ubisoft Connect account.
If you have one.
If you have one, open that up and then tell it, hey, I want to play Rainbow Six, link to my Game Pass account to make sure you have an active Game Pass account, and then it just lets you play it. It's literally, like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I hate the way it's implemented. Just put the damn thing on Game Pass.
Right. So
they want you to sign up for Ubisoft Connect.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's it. No,
exactly. It would be like having to log into Netflix and then link your Sony account because you wanted to watch a Sony movie and then have it launch from Sony's streaming device platform instead of Netflix anyway. It's so stupid.
Yeah, so no, I'm not going to do it. I don't need another app on the damn computer. I'm going to be running other games anyway, so it's going to take up hard drive space, and I don't need another app on there that may or may not be watching me. I know apps watch me anyways, but...
What do you mean may or may not? May.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it will be. It will be. I don't need another company tracking me.
In good news this week, Elden Ring went gold.
Ooh.
We are on track, Jason.
This is my surprised face.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you were right. Not going to have another delay. However, they did say, yeah, day one patch. It went gold, but day one patch.
What game doesn't have one these days?
I won't be playing it till at least day 100 or something. So there we go.
But what if it's on Game Pass?
So we're on Twitch, and I have a question for you gentlemen. So earlier this week, Twitch kind of blasted out a blog post about a new incentive program for streamers to make money, right? Right now, your affiliate or your partner, and you make certain percentages of your subs and your cheer bits and, ads when you run ad rolls and stuff like that. So we all know how it works. You make a percentage of that. When you're an affiliate like us with a small audience, yeah, this doesn't make any money. It costs us money. But in theory, you could go Asmon Gold, right, and be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Twitch put up a blog post about a process that they're implementing that would allow affiliates and partners to make guaranteed incomes. And I thought, okay, I'm interested. Now, here's the problem. By the time I caught wind of it, they had taken the blog post down. So what I think happened is they got out a little ahead of themselves. Everything we've been able to see, this is happening. Like, it's all built and everything. It's not a question of if it's just when is this happening. But I want to see how you feel about this. So I'm going to show you one of the screenshots that we got of how this may work. The system may give you a number of different offers that you can choose from. Now, it's not exactly, may not be exactly the offers you see on screen. This is an example. But it says, hey, you know what? If you want to make $500 guaranteed dollars this month, we want you to stream for 40 hours over the course of the entire month and run 2 minutes of ads every hour that you stream. If you want to make $800, still stream 40 hours, but give us 3 minutes of ads every hour. And if you want to make $1,000, still stream 40 hours, and you run 4 minutes. And you would pick 4 minutes of ads every hour. And you would pick which one of these you want, and then go ahead and execute it. And when you do, boom, you get your 500, your 800, or 1,000. I like the concept. Right away, I like the concept of, hey, that would be actually kind of helpful on a channel like ours, right? Mm-hmm. We're not making tons of sub money. Like, it is more expensive because I have, and a lot of that is by choice, right? I have the website and everything for Ready Check Radio.
And all that you're paying us. I mean, our salaries.
Right. Everybody's zero salary and me hemorrhaging money. But a lot of that is by choice, and I accept that because I like doing it and I want it, presented the way it is with a website and all the different platforms and stuff. But I could get behind this. Here's my, There's one part of me, Jason, that if I was watching you stream and you ran let's say you took the $800 one and you ran 3 minutes of ads in a 60-minute stream slot, I kind of go, ugh, I really don't want to fucking watch 3 minutes of ads. But I also go, but I like Jason. I know why he's doing it. It's to get him the guaranteed money. I'll sit through the 3 minutes of ads. But is there a point where it just goes, you know what? I don't even care how much I like this streamer. I'm not watching 4 minutes of ads every minute. This is like, is this all good? Or do you kind of look at it and go, okay, this gets a little ridiculous ad count wise?
So,
because I'll tell you what, people hate 2 minutes of ads.
Oh, I know.
People absolutely detest 2 minutes of ads.
I was thinking about this as a viewer. I would not mind having like every hour or so a break or so, because first of all, I'm usually doing something else in another window, playing another game, browsing the web, whatever. I'm usually not rapidly, completely paying attention to a stream.
Right.
So if they go basically off for like 2 or 3 minutes or whatever every hour, I probably don't pay that much attention, especially if
I use it as the break. Like when I'm streaming on MMO Bomb.
That's the other point, right?
Let's get up, stretch our legs, refill our drinks, smoke them if you got them. We'll be right back. I hit ad break and I bounce.
Standpoint, as a viewer, how do I feel about this? And my point is, it would be okay. I think I could deal with like I said, 2 or 3 minutes every hour or whatever. And as a streamer, same thing. I want to have my stretch break every now and then. And the fact that you can control it is the big point. So I remember back in the day, last time I think I remember seeing ads when it would just run randomly every 15 minutes, and that was a no.
Yeah, and you will be able, at least in what we saw, who knows if it'll change, right? You are able to continue to use the ad setup thing that you can use now to place your ads and, don't start an ad within 10 minutes of me starting streaming. Like all of that control that you have on your stream, you will still have that with this type of thing too.
The question is going to be the money. But
yeah, I kind of feel like the dollar amounts used there might be a little.
I'd love to get $500 for doing this every time.
Right?
Yeah, I feel like the dollar amounts there are like, those may be the offers because the offers will vary by user. Yeah. So we may be looking at like the high end offers there. The people that have 3,000 people in their chat. Hell yeah, I'll give you $500 a month for 2 minutes of ads every hour.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. Like we'll see. But they took the blog post down. I think they just got out ahead of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think someone hit go before they were ready to.
Yod, what do you think? Like as a viewer,
if like Jason said, if you can control where you place the ads, all for it. The thing I was annoyed by, I'm always annoyed by, is like when I jump into one of the streams or whatever, and instantly there's an ad there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see what's going. It's live. It's covering up the liveness of it, so I'm missing something while this ad is playing. So if it's the person presenting going, okay,
yeah,
smoke them if you got them. Go up, stretch your legs, click. Then I know
I think it's got potential.
Away, so I can walk away. Yeah, like I said, it's got potential. If like I said, like I'm saying, if they are controlling it, I know they're walking away, so I can walk away.
Yeah, you are. I mean, I'm not going to pull it up right now, but you can control the ad stuff. And do you want to break it up 1 minute here, 1 minute there every hour? To me, honestly, I would just go, hey, I'm at 58 minutes. I'm going to go use the John, enjoy 2 minutes of commercials, and we're all done with them. Let's go for another hour.
Yeah. Exactly. That's perfectly fine.
And Flynn saying growing up with analog TVs, it was 5 minutes of advertisement every 10 to 15. Yeah, it pretty much was. Yeah.
I was actually watching something on actual TV the other day, and I was like, I was flipping back and forth. I think it was a football game, and I go to, there's a commercial, so I go to another channel there's a movie that I was kind of interested in, and I was like, okay, whatever. And there's a commercial there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go back to the football game. It's a pretty quick series, 3-and-out punt. They go to commercial again. I go back to the other movie channel. They're still running that same commercial break. I was like, good God.
It's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to the dollar amounts because, like I said, I do feel that 500, 800, 1,000 is probably geared towards like, those would be the offers for like a Mr. Happy who has 300 to 500 to 600 people live. Apparently, my son just got an achievement on Microsoft Flight Simulator. You guys couldn't hear the sound, but Stream and the show did. So we'll see what it looks like for smaller channels if it's available, right? Yeah.
Well, I said affiliates. Available. I mean, it's partners and affiliates.
Right. But the offers are still personalized, and it's going to roll out slowly. So we'll see. We'll see. Epic Game Store released its 2021 year in review. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I did see a tweet by Zach that I couldn't help but smile at. 194 million plus total PC customers. Great. Fantastic. Good job. $840 million spent on PC players by PC players on the Epic Game Store. So if you do the math, that's about $4 per user of us over the course of the entire year.
But it's
300
even
million. It gets even better. 300 million spent by players on third-party PC games in the Epic Game Store.
So in other words, 540 million of that is Fortnite and Rocket League.
Yep.
Right?
Pretty much.
Now, when I saw that come out, I did want to check to see, just to get an idea what kind of business Steam does. The most recent numbers I could find on that was that in 2017, their revenue was 4.3 billion.
You know what's doing really well? They're free games.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why.
62 million of them.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Gee, really?
89 free games, 765 million claims.
I put that under the headline in the show notes. Are big numbers really big?
Right. Yeah.
Because
if they're free games.
Literally, and I can't say like Jason and Q and Zach were all like, I'm in the zero bin. I didn't even give the $4. I do through Rocket League, obviously. I have never purchased a game or paid for anything else through the Epic Game Store, but I have paid for Rocket League credits and for the season passes and stuff. So I am like covered. Like when I buy a season pass that's good for like a month and a half, I got like 7 of you covered for the entire year. You don't have to spend anything, and we'll make our $4. So, Mad Martha, I keep forgetting to even get the free games.
Yeah, I've got none of that. I don't even have Epic Game Store installed on my computer.
I wouldn't if I didn't have to. For occasional demos and stuff.
Yeah, yep. Blizzard got a new game coming out. A new game.
Woo.
But not anytime soon, right, Jason?
Yeah, whenever. It's a new survival game and a new IP, new universe, new AAA, wonderful survival game with like modern day stuff and also like a big floating castle. So probably some sort of magic technology, modern day Harry Potter stuff. Neat.
Maybe.
It's not Harry. It's not actually Harry Potter.
We also expect news on Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch within the next week or so, too. So,
hey, Mike Ybarra didn't lie last week, but he said we had a big announcement for this week. So, yeah, maybe he's still he knows what he's talking about.
Maybe. It's amazing when he's allowed to write the communication. Oh, wait, did I imply that last letter might not have been written by him? Did
you read the first paragraph of my thing?
Yeah, I did.
He wasn't lying, which is a bit of a surprise for active Blizz management these days.
All right, let's hit some miscellaneous smaller bits of news. Yad, I'm going to let you take this one because I know you're looking forward to this game, but now you got to wait even longer.
Oh, The Evil Dead. Yes. It's been delayed again. Question is, will it be actually released in May?
I mean, I feel like it has to, right? They put it on Friday the 13th.
I mean, yeah. That's a dang good date for a game like that to release. And it can't be a coincidence that they just chose that date. You know, it can't just be, oh, by the way, it'll be done by that day. It's gonna be done. We've got to delay it. Let's have some fun with the date. So that they chose that date. Therefore, it'll be finished before that date.
Like mid-April.
I am 100% on board the same way Flynn is in chat. I hope it just comes out and it's good. Because I love Evil Dead. I love this. I played Friday the 13th forever until they couldn't do anything more with it because of the lawsuits and all that stuff. So I like that type of game with friends. I love Evil Dead. I love Bruce Campbell. I'm all for this. I do have to say, though, Jason, that double delays for a game that was essentially supposed to release next month, that does concern me a little bit. If you were this close to what was your original release date and you had to delay a second time, it kind of makes me feel like you really weren't sure about some things to a great degree.
I'm wrong. New World Cyberpunk, excuse me.
I'm all for the delay if it makes a better game.
Right.
And if it avoids crunch and all that stuff.
So, Jason, you're saying that somebody said something was done when it wasn't done? Is that what's going on here, maybe?
Surely not. Surely not.
Or they could just try and get it the heck out of February, which I wouldn't blame
People
them
don't do that. Well,
that's true.
There is that.
Good point.
Yeah, there
good point.
Totally is that, because, I mean, everything is coming out in February.
Mm-hmm.
Though, Evil Dead in the game world, their games have been hit and miss a lot.
The last game I loved was on Dreamcast.
PlayStation 2 for me. PlayStation 2 for me.
On the Dreamcast.
Yeah. I tried playing the Dreamcast one. I couldn't get into it. In fact, I have it somewhere around here. I even have a Dreamcast. It's stored away.
my number 2 MMO is getting its annual expansion / big DLC. Like, I don't know what you want to call it. They do like one big release and a couple DLCs is the way.
I'm number 2 on this MMO all the time.
This is always my number 2 MMO. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I still can't get up the gumption to catch up my PC account. Please, cross progression. If you don't want to give me cross save, that's fine. Or I'm sorry, cross play, that's fine. But God, give me cross progression and just don't let me market board things across service. That's fine. I get it. But damn, I'll tell you what though, I do like the idea. As much as I love Jason, obviously seeing locales we love, right? That's a big thing for you and Guild Wars 2 fans, right? And End of Dragons going to Cantha. Yeah, that's a big... I
used to be a big Elder Scrolls lore guy, but...
Yeah. And so, I loved Morrowind coming. I loved Oblivion, the most recent one, and stuff like that. I love playing the stories in areas that I knew. I gotta say, it is nice to see a area that I didn't know, because it has never been explored in the Elder Scrolls, and I'm echoing through your headset there, Yad. We were doing so well.
Yeah.
The High Isle, Legacy of the Bretons, focuses a lot on politics and trying to peacemake and treaty the war between the 3 factions in a new area. I love it. Oh, by the way, they're putting a card game in it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's not Elder Scrolls Legends.
Well, nobody cares about that.
It's yet another Elder Scrolls card game. And when I saw that, I kind of had the same reaction a lot of people did, was playing the game can do what? Oh, assist with the story. Okay, cool. Oh, get you furnishings for your house. Okay, cool. Oh God, this is just another thing to put in the cash shop, isn't it, Jason?
It is. It is.
You're right. You're right. Zach saying, I just wish they actually released dungeons with the X packs. They always include them in an additional DLC and haven't brought forth a group finder for trials.
Wow. That's why you sub. So you get all the stuff.
That's the sub, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and including the craft bag, which is why I won't ever play.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. The craft bag being in the sub, we joke about that a lot, Jason and I, on MMO bomb shows and stuff like that. But
I don't joke. I'm deadly serious.
I'm not even sure why. Yeah, it's super convenient, great, but I'm not even sure why it's part of the sub. That should just be in the game. The sub, I think, is good enough without that to sell itself. I love the way they do their optional sub. If you sub up, you get all the DLC. It's all unlocked. And by the way, Yod, each month that you're subbed, they give you crowns for their cash shop store, just like most other games do, which you could then use if you didn't want to sub anymore to buy the individual DLC packs that you enjoy running those dungeons or running that story or whatever, and you want to keep them unlocked permanently. Use the crowns from your sub to buy those spot DLCs, and then if you unsub, you lose all DLCs except the ones that you've now bought. I love the way they do it.
It's gotta be just to inconvenience people just enough that they think, that sub
100%
doesn't cost that much. I can
100%.
Afford that. But
that's my whole thing, and Jason's exactly right too. It is a slimy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, my only question, I look at it and I go, this isn't EA slimy. Your sub is good enough without this little slimy tactic that
right,
I think you'd
so
be
used to
okay.
slime. They're just so used to slime that they can't get by without it.
You can pre-order it now. I'm very excited about it, but I still got some catching up to do.
Nope. Final Fantasy's ruined me for all MMOs.
Yeah. That's my number one. What are you gonna do? That's why ESO will always be number 2. NHL 22 getting a couple firsts in the game series. So they've always done the international teams, but not officially, right? They always made mock-up jerseys, and the rosters were basically just built off of people that they had already licensed their likeness from the NHL. But now they've officially negotiated with the IIHF and will be bringing the international teams with their actual jerseys and all the paraphernalia to the game, including the actual rosters for non-NHL players, including another first, the women's national teams being included in the game. Now, this isn't the first time a female character has appeared in NHL. I'm a huge hockey guy, so I love this. And I was talking to my daughter, who is becoming a huge hockey person all of a sudden because I took her to her first hockey game last week. Tuesday night, I'll be going to see the Pens and the Capitals because she spent her money to buy 2 tickets. So
I'll watch the Capitals game, see if I can see you on TV.
Yeah, there you go. So you've been able to create a female character in NHL before, and there have been 1 or 2 special, promotional female characters that were in the game in years past. But now we're getting all the international teams, all the good stuff as far as their jerseys and locales and rosters, and the women's national teams updates. I think this is absolutely tremendous. I played NHL 22 last night again after the Penguins game was over. Sad loss in a shootout, but what are you going to do? I absolutely love this because there's some international teams that I just maybe love for their jerseys in a lot of cases. Mm-hmm. But I think it's really cool, Jason. I think it's really cool. And having the women's national teams, having a daughter that's into hockey, that's just tremendous. That's just tremendous.
I mean, they've had a lot of really good teams through the years.
Yeah.
They've won gold in a lot of the competitions. I'm actually sad that it wasn't until after I left college that my college got a women's team, and I would have liked to maybe gone to see that occasionally. But I will point out something in the article that I thought about. It says, animating and illustrating the women took a lot of effort. I guess
didn't Ubisoft claim that?
Was right all along, I guess.
Making female characters is hard.
Too hard to animate, yep.
Okay.
God.
Great Britain. Does Great Britain have them? I don't know. Great Britain's women's national ice hockey team, men's national ice hockey team.
They probably do.
Yeah, I would assume they do.
Yeah. I mean, founding member of the IIHF, so I would assume so. The team is controlled by Ice Hockey UK. I love ice hockey. Love it. I'm going to take you guys out and we'll stream playing roller hockey or ice hockey sometime. Hey, any guesses? The Rock is apparently in a game movie that he's very excited about. A game that he says he's played for years and years, but he won't give, any hints or say anything. The internet's got some ideas. Gauntlet, Double Dragon, and then some jokes from the Among Us team. Any idea? It just says he's excited to bring this. Here, I'll read the exact tweet. Hold on one second. Where is it? It is. Whoops. God. Where? No. Oh my God! I just broke it.
We're going to bring one of the biggest, most badass games to the screen. One that I've played for years. What The Rock said.
Thank you.
There we go.
DJ Havoc saying Tomb Raider, Flynn saying Doom 2, Tark saying Wolfenstein, Zach saying Call of Duty.
I think they should make a sequel to Detective Pikachu and have him in one of the roles.
I was actually going to say
I'm actually serious about that. I love that movie. That was great.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu was good.
I mean, you could have him being the Ryan Reynolds character who gets tossed into a Pokemon. It could be a rock type Pokemon.
It's gonna be some dumb meathead shooter. Probably it's not gonna be Duke Nukem. I think that franchise is just taking such a beating that nobody wants to touch it.
Oh, could it be the PAL world or whatever the one thing with the Pokemon shooter thing?
the Pokemon that make guns.
Yes.
Medieval from Baron. That'd be tremendous.
Wow.
I kind of agree with Flynn that it's probably Doom. Probably.
No, he already
He's
did
already
Doom.
done Doom.
He already did Doom.
Yeah, I know. But he's got
That
to
was
do Doom 2
horrible.
now.
No,
Doom
no,
2.
they're not
No,
going to.
they did
He's
Doom
not going to.
Resurrection. That was even worse than the original Doom.
Tark says Gears of War.
How about Resident Evil?
No.
He could be Claire.
That's
No, wait.
he's the master of unlocking. God of War. Havoc might be onto something, and then
That's
Zach.
not bad.
Zach, you lost. Havoc got it in there first, just barely.
Yeah.
But he did
God
get
of
in there
War
first.
is a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe Wolfenstein. If he's played it for years, it could be for an older type game.
We'll see.
So Wolfenstein.
SEGA not making or not running arcades anymore. Still going to make arcade games, so they're not getting totally out of the business.
Surprised arcades are anywhere now. And
Yeah,
I know Japan
they're
is a little
still-
different, especially. But still.
but they're shutting down their mega arcades in Japan and signing
kinda
them
sad.
over to a different company. End of an era, gents.
Yeah.
End of an era. But you'll still be able to play Outrun. They'll still make it. Last up, I just thought this was like, wait a minute, shouldn't this be the de facto norm for everything that's subscription-based? According to GameSpot, Microsoft will eventually stop billing dormant Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass subscriptions. They're adopting a more consumer-friendly approach to auto-renewals. Now, I say that in quotes because they're not doing it in our areas. They're not doing it in all areas. In fact, they're only doing this in the UK.
Because
as a voluntary agreement with UK's voluntary agreement with UK's Competitions and Market Authority, or CMA. Sony and Nintendo have not committed to any changes here yet. Now the deal is, if you have an Xbox Gold membership, it's not because of a new UK law. It's voluntarily cooperating with somebody that would probably make a law if you did not voluntarily cooperate. If you have Xbox Gold, for instance, and you haven't used it in a year, they will email you or contact you and say, what's up? Do you still want to use this? If you don't, here's how you cancel it. And if in another year, because it pops up for renewal annually, right? Mm-hmm. If in another year you still haven't used it and you never cancel, they will auto-cancel it. They will auto-cancel it. And I just read that and I was like, shouldn't that be the way all subs frickin' work? I mean, my life would be so much easier if I wasn't like, what am I subbed to right now? What am I, like?
But see,
ESO is one of those games. Like I'm like, shit. Do I gotta? Is that coming up for renewal? Because I'm busy in Final Fantasy right now. I don't think I'm gonna play that. So yeah.
But my opinion is get your shit in order. If you don't know where you're spending your $15 a month, if you don't remember that you're doing that, that's on you.
Cancel as soon as you sub. That's normally what I do. Yeah, that's normally what I do.
Yeah. Actually,
that's for things like SWOTOR and stuff, like I sub up for 1 month and then immediately just cancel.
When you put this article out there, when you showed us this, I actually checked to make sure I had actually canceled my Game Pass sub.
I might actually keep going with Game Pass.
It's so awesome.
I'll probably do the same thing. I'll probably do it every now and then, but February with everything else I have to play, I'm just not going to bother.
Yeah, let's slide over and do Games of the Week. This is the way we end every episode of Gaming Gumbo. I'm going to, all three of us are going to recommend a game. Could be a board game, card game, video game, whatever that we are playing this week, played previously, haven't played at all, but think you should check out. We're going to give you a recommendation, all three of us. And you'd let us know in the comments on YouTube or over on ReadyCheckRadio.com which one of us gave you the best recommendation. I'm going to go first this week because I think I've avoided going first for a few weeks. Not intentionally, but just didn't realize it. And my son and I pretty much spent the entire day playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I got to give it to that. It's just absolutely tremendous. It may not be your cup of tea. It's also 110 gigs, but it is an absolute blast if you like that type of thing. So I'm willing to accept the loss by putting up something my son and I have had fun messing with. Go ahead, Jason.
You hear that, Torchwick? He's taking a loss just because he had a good experience with you.
No, my other son.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, screw that kid.
Wow.
Never mind.
Spoiler alert. Hi, I'm here. Wow. Come on, man.
Anyway, I want to give it to Rainbow Six Extraction because I enjoyed the
Wow,
heck
was that
out of
good
it.
for
Yeah.
you, huh?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and it's just here's what it's got doing wrong. One, my Game Pass runs out in 2 days. 2, it's by Ubisoft, which I don't like and want to give money to. And 3, it's not on Steam, and it's like I don't know.
There are
But
so many
if you
strikes
solve
against
any of
that game. I am amazed that you are giving it your
I
game
just
of
like
the week.
I like playing it. It's rare that I just like playing the game, even if I dislike all the other crap associated with it. But I like playing it, so there we go.
What do you got, Yod?
So I didn't get to play Rainbow Six Extraction.
No.
No.
So I can't give that to mind to that. But even though it was my computer cannot handle it whatsoever, I did get a chance to play some of Halo Infinite.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, and it was stuttering like hell, and the computer was struggling and groaning at me, but I got through like 3 or 4 levels of it, and it is good. I like it. That's gonna be my game of the week, Halo Infinite.
I don't know why chat's talking about Dark Cloud, but Dark Cloud was a tremendous 2 games.
I like
tremendous
Dark Cloud,
2 games.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see a third one. I could get down with that. So there you go. Microsoft Flight Simulator, Rainbow Six Extraction, and Halo Infinite. Let us know who gave the best recommendation in the comments below. And if you want to recommend a game for us, throw it down there as well. Feed that algorithm, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole point. Engagement, baby. Don't go anywhere right after this stream. We'll shut down for about 15 seconds. Come up live with Mr. Torchwick. What's up, sir?
Not much. Just chilling, recovering after that personal attack Jason threw at me.
Well, I knew you couldn't have been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator because it's not older than you.
Speaking of that, you are streaming your show, Games Older Than Me, after the show today. Are we still in Zelda Majora's Mask, or are we done?
No, we're still in Majora's Mask, and looking at it, we might be in it for a few more streams, considering we're about halfway through the story, but we were going to make an attempt at the side quests at least.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Strap in.
Your Uncle Havoc is in chat, and everybody else is in chat, ready to watch you play. Don't go anywhere. We'll tune in with him in just a moment. That's going to do it for us on Gaming Gumbo today. We'll be back, of course, next Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern with another episode. Don't miss The Relic Grind, our Final Fantasy XIV Square Enix show on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern as well. Right here, twitch.tv/ReadyCheckRadio. But, of course, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all that fun stuff. You can catch us anywhere. Just, let us know you like it with a little thumbs up. Yes, Ni no Kuni is a great series. I platted the second one. I didn't plat the first one. Tark, you definitely need to play that. Until then, Yod, where can everybody find you?
Yod Artworks on Twitter, Yod Artworks on Facebook, and right here on Gaming Gumbo.
Jason.
I'm on Twitter at Winter Informal, streaming at twitch.tv/JasonWinter. Where on Monday, I'll be doing a pretty long stream because I'm taking the day off because tomorrow's my birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday, Jason. I'm Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there, but more importantly, follow at RC Radio. That way we can tweet at you every time we go live with a show or one of our streamers. Stay safe. We'll see you on the servers.